Peace. Welcome to Africans Playing RPGs. And we are Africans Playing RPGs. Um, Giving everybody a chance to make it in. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go over the rules with you guys real quick. So this is Stick It to the Man. It's a game of resistance, revolution, rioting, recourse, revenge, many things, right? But it's set in late 60s, early 70s, around 19, really 69 to 71. It's in that range. And the characters play members of the People's Ranger Division, the PRD, which is based on the Black Liberation Army. If you don't know about the Black Liberation Army, I would say research it. There's plenty out there. There's plenty out there. Um, some real superheroes in there, right? So the way I got inspired to write it years ago, I wrote a book, Black speculative fiction book, and Daru Ben Wahad, one of the founders of the Black Liberation Army, member of the Black Panther Party. Um, he challenged me to write something using uh, real events from the Black Power movement, real people from the Black Power movement. And I said, challenge accepted. And I wanted to do it justice. And it was here years later, it hits me well. I was watching Daruba speaking, um, I believe with Kalanji Jamachanga, maybe with Kalanji and Dr. Jared Ball on Black Power Media. If you're not part of Black Power Media, you need to check that out and subscribe. And they got great things happening over there on YouTube and beyond. But he said, people into superheroes. The real superhero was Sekou Odinga, and Sekou Odinga was a member of the Black Liberation Army. Great stories about him. If you go to Black Power Media and you look up soldiers' stories, you'll see Sekou Odinga, Jeruben Wahad, Blood McCreary. They're telling stories. These are true stories that they did during the time of uh, the Black Power movement. Okay. Uh, so I was inspired. I said, that's it. It won't be a superhero game. I've already written one, Grandma's Hand, right? Set during the golden era of comic books, where, of course, black superheroes were excluded. You can check that out. But I said, yeah, I want to create something in that era where the people stand up, they fight against the man, oppression, right? And so I decided to make the game Stick It to the Man. And we played it on uh, Black Power Media, actually, on BPM Game Night. And we'll be playing it here. We'll be doing a campaign here, right? Uh, I don't know if everybody's coming in late tonight or what, but we have a cast of players. And if any of you all out there are interested in becoming part of the cast, let me know. Uh, Hopefully, we'll get a cast that is able to regularly be here, right? And because it's a great game, I put together a great adventure, which we call missions and Stick It to the Man. So, stick with us. You're going to enjoy it. Some people have described it as better than Game of Thrones. That's lofty. Uh, I didn't say that, but some people have said who watched us play BPM game night. This is better than Game of Thrones. I'm like, wow, okay, cool, but it's full of all the intrigue, the skullduggery, the betrayals, the fighting, all of that's there, but it's set during one of the heights of America's, one of their greatest movements for Black people, right? And for Black, brown people, for the darker peoples of the world, one of the greatest eras and one of the most intriguing and terrifying eras for us all. All right, so that's sticking to the man. Now the rules. Stick to man rules are pretty simple. Your character has 4 attributes, and then you have traits. So with the attributes, the bread and butter of the game is traits, but you have 4 attributes: forceful, tactical, creative, and reflexive. Forceful, tactical, creative, and reflexive, right? You roll the dice and you add whatever your forceful, tactical, reflexive, or creative is, and that's your result. If you get a 6 or below, you roll 2 dice 6, 2 6-sided dice, 2 dice 6. If you get a 6 or below, your roll is a failure, right? You don't get what you want. You don't succeed. You don't get the things that you want. Something goes wrong somehow. You get a 7 and 9. That's your role as a partial success. You do what you wanted to do, but with a cost, a compromise, or a complication. You do what you wanted to do, but it comes with a cost or at a cost, compromise, or a complication. Okay. 10 or above, it's a success. You got what you wanted, right? Without any additional headaches, you got exactly what you wanted. And then double 6s, so a 12, but double 6s. So I could roll a 10, but say I have a 2 creative, and I use that attribute, and it makes sense. So it has to make sense which attribute you use. I roll a 10, but I have a 2 creative. That's a 12. But you wouldn't, that's not double 6s. If I get a natural 12, which is double 6s, 12, then that is an ultra success or a critical success, right? So an ultra success, you do exactly what you wanted to do with some spectacular added bonus. Let's say using punch a Klansman in the face. So I roll a 6 or below, I miss. And when I miss, I may trip over the Klansman's feet, fall to the ground, so now I'm vulnerable to the Klansman's kicks, right? Let's say I roll a 7 and 9, that's a partial success. I hit him, but it comes at a cost, compromise, or complication. I hit him and I knock him into the alarm system. The alarm goes off, alerting the rest of the Klansmen in the building. Something like that, okay? If I roll a 10, I hit him. That's a success. Boom. Hit him in the jaw. Knock him off balance or whatever. Knock him down. I roll double 6s. I hit him. When I hit him, he falls back, and another Klansman in the room, and his hand jerks on the pistol that he had in his hand. He shoots the other Klansman with the pistol. It's an added bonus. Something like that could happen, right? So that's pretty much how the game works. You lose hit points, you have weapons, you lose hit points, and you have to be thinkers. So you may have 6 hit points. Okay. Most people start with 6. Most weapons do 1 to 6. Some do 1 to 6 plus 1. Some do 1 to 6 minus 1. Some may do 1 die 3. That is, you roll die 6, divide by 2, and you bring it up, or you round up. Or if you want to, you could do roll die 6. 1 to 2 equal 1. 3 to 4 equals 2. 5 to 6 equals 3. However you want to do 1 die 3, right? So you have weapons that may do 1 die 3. That means they can do 1 to 3 points of damage with 1 hit. But most can do 1 to 6 points of damage with 1 hit, and you only have 6. Some people 3, actually. 3 hit points. You may have 6. You may have, because of a trait, you may end up with more, right? So you may have 9, but that's all you're going to have. And you get hit with 1, and say if I roll this, I got a 5. You had a 6, you got 1 hit point left. Once you're down to 0 hit points, that's how much damage you can take, you're dead. So this is a game for people to think, not to just go in like gangbusters and fight. And, it's not like the world's most popular game where you got 250 hit points and you can fight all kinds of monsters and you don't end up getting killed. You can get killed here pretty easily if you're not smart. So you're not going into it. It's like real life. So you're not going into a gunfight thinking you're going to be unscathed. You try to talk your way out of the thing or stack the deck in your favor, something like that. Okay. So that's how the rules work. A couple of things. We have non-player characters. So non-player characters are characters that's controlled by the sponsor. That's me. The sponsor is, some games say, the game master, right? The referee. That would be me. I'm the arbitrator of the rules. That's the sponsor. They create the adventures, but they rarely roll dice. So if you attack Joe, you roll the dice to see if you hit Joe. Then if Joe attacks you, you roll the dice. I don't roll to see if Joe hits you. You roll to see if you evade Joe's strike somehow. If your armor absorbs it or what have you. So you do all the dice rolling, the player. Okay. That's player facing. And I facilitate the game. I know the rules. I facilitate the rules. I arbitrate the rules. Create the adventures. Things of that nature. You also have some special things. So I gave you the dice, how they work, but then you have things that can affect them. So you can take cover behind something. If you take cover, you gain an armor bonus against attacks, which will be blocked by your cover. Low, medium, and high cover grants 1, 2, and 3 armor. Same way if you wear armor, light, medium, heavy, that's 1, 2, or 3 armor. So if I roll a 6, I just rolled a 6. I don't know if you can see it there. 6. And you're behind a brick wall. Okay. That's high cover. So that's 3 armor. So that would be 3 damage. You were behind it, but you still got hit. You stick your head out, get hit, punches enough holes and breaks enough of the brick and it hits you. What happened? Okay. Attacks that ignore armor do not ignore the armor bonus from cover. Characters who attack while in cover should subtract the armor bonus their cover grants from the damage they deal. So, let's say like I said, you're behind a brick wall and you have a riot shield. You're really scary. You got a shield up and you're behind a brick wall, so that gives you maybe 2, the riot shield plus 3, that's 5, then you would only take 1 damage. But you still got hit for damage, so it lets you know how dangerous the game can be, right? So low cover is anything that does little to protect the body, like iron bars, thick foliage, another person. Medium cover protects at least half of the body and often requires crouching. The front of a car, so you're down behind the front of a car. A highway divider, a barrel. Well, high cover protects the whole body and allows free positioning, like a wall, a thick tree trunk, a train car. Okay. You have emergency insertions. So if you die in the middle of a mission, that doesn't mean you have to sit back and you're watching everybody play and you're like, oh, my character's dead. While the mission continues, you can create a new operative and describe how they'll be inserted into the mission. So you're creating your thing while everybody's, doing the mission, and you also say how your character ends up with, in the mission. So a helicopter airdrop, so you drop right into the mission. You don't have to wait till the mission's over and they start a new mission, right? Or a new assignment within the entire mission. You can be dropped in by helicopter, by using the experimental teleporter. If your table wants to go that wild, we don't go that wild, more realistic in the way we play it. But so you can be emergency, get inserted in different ways, either write it or we can do it randomly by a throw of dice. Okay. So there are other little rules. Rest recovers 1.6 hit points. So you got hit for 5, you got 1 hit point. You can rest and then you throw 1.6. I rolled a 5. You'll be back to full hit points more than likely. Okay. Let's see here. All right. You can restock, you can refill one limited use item. So you may have a limited use item like a ration, a bottle of beer. You can restock. Or you can get intel. You can receive one useful fact about the mission from the sponsor. Okay. So you can do those things at different parts of the game. Okay. That's pretty much how the game works. It's very simple. Like I said, if you all want to become part of Sticking to the Man cast, message me at africansplayingrpgs@gmail.com, africansplayingrpgs@gmail.com, and let me know you want to be part of the cast, and we'll check you out, and let us know what your experience is in playing role-playing games and a little bit about yourself, and it's very doable. We're always looking for new cast members. Like I said, our cast tonight, for some reason they couldn't make it there. One of the cast members is two of my daughters are cast members. One is finishing up testing and things of that for school. Okay. For college. The other just had a baby. Now, my wife's baby, Okikiola, she is 5 and she'll be 6 months this Friday. And my daughter's baby will be a month. I think in about a week or so. So she's very young. So, my daughter may be dealing with that. My daughter, Yomi. You've seen her on here if you've watched the show, right? So, newborn baby. If you got children, you know how that is. You might just be tired. So, she's a life. He lives in Oregon, I believe, and working with saving the forest and saving the whales and all that good stuff. So he may be out saving some whales or something. So we're always looking for cast members. Belay is out of town at a family reunion. Ominiki is working. So we're always looking for cast members in case other cast members can't come. We have other folks that can play. So if you're out there watching, you're interested, like I said, hit me up at africansplayingrpgs@gmail.com. If If you've never played a role-playing game, you're interested, you must be because you're watching the show, then hit us up. Let us know, you want to play. Um, and, we'll run you through, maybe meet with you, run you through the game so you understand the rules and everything. Get you a part of the cast. So let us know. But thank you for your time. We're going to close out here early tonight, but thank you for your time. Join us next week where we will be playing the game. I have to snatch up my wife and one of my children. I have the benefit of having 9 children is, I can snatch up some to play the game. So we shall see. Actually, one game I may play where it's just me, my wife, and all the children. Well, except for Kikiola, she's very young. She'll be on the screen though. But we may do that. That'd be very interesting and fun to do. So, all right, you all be safe. Make sure you keep your head on a swivel out there because things can get crazy. So stay safe and be peaceful. Be blessed. Take care. Take care. Peace. Remember, Africans playing RPGs Tuesdays, Thursdays, and I may do a solo show on Fridays in a little while. I'm deciding. All right. Peace, y'all.